everybody, I'm going to show you how to make the Tagxedo word cloud end of the year student class descriptions. So what you need to do is start out by making a Google form, and I don't know if you guys have the old version of forms or the new version of forms. This is the new version. Even if you are working still in the old version, the functionality will still be the same. It just might look a little bit different, and you might find the actions in a little bit of a different place. So feel free to ask questions if it looks a little bit different. So in here I gave it a title. I put a description in here for students to choose one word that best describes each person in their class. Make sure it's something that's specific to that person. So caution them not just to pick the same word for every single person, because then it won't make it as special on the receiving end. So I put my first student's name up here for the first question. I changed the options here to make it defaults to multiple choice, so I just changed it to short answer. And then I'm just gonna copy or duplicate this question for as many students as I have in my class. So I'm gonna pretend like I have 5 students in my class just for the sake of showing this. And then I can just go back up and edit each question and make them everyone else's names. So you'll just do this for each student in your class. And you can choose to make them required or not. I probably would, so that you make sure that each student gives each other student feedback. And then that's really all you need to do. You do want to check your settings to make sure how you want to set it up. So if you want each kid only to submit one response, if you have this selected, then it collects their login information, which is helpful, and then they can only do the form one time. You don't want them to submit another response. You can choose whether you want them to edit their response or not. You do not want them to see a summary of everyone else's responses, because it's none of their business, huh? You can show progress bar if you want to, yada yada. Okay, so then you can look and see what it's going to look like to them with the preview button or view live form in the old version of forms. So then each person's going to come here and just type in a descriptor. So I now have a descriptor, one word that describes each person in my class. You might want to do a brainstorm with students to show them appropriate words and give them some ideas. Think of synonyms to some of these words so that they're creating unique descriptors. And then when they're all done, they'll submit that. In new forms, you have a tab here that says responses. In old forms, it's up on the top where it says view all responses, and it automatically puts it in a spreadsheet. In new forms, it doesn't do that. You have to trigger the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet will be the easiest way to collect all of your information. So if you're in new forms, go ahead and click create spreadsheet. If you're in old forms, up at the top, just go view all responses. Once you have all of your students submit a response, you'll go to your spreadsheet, and then you'll see each student and everything that all the other kids said about them. This is where you'll copy the information just for Ellen. So you'll go and get her name too, because you'll want that to show up in the word cloud. And you'll just do a Control-C for copy.